On this episode of Out of the Box Gaming, the one and only SantaSlayz join us all the way from the North Pole. To power up your favorite console, press play, and enjoy gaming with us. What's up, gamers? Welcome to Out of the Box Gaming. I'm your host, Nick Picard, and this is Lindsay. And we are joined by a man who is both naughty and nice, Will Kinsey.
Oh.
Hey, I like that one.
Yeah. If you are joining us for the first time or for the 39th time, we would like to welcome you. We are a gaming podcast where we talk about all types of games, like video games, board games, card games, and sometimes we'll have special guests on, learn about them, their life. And you may ask, why are you going to, talk about all this? Well, it's because we want to, and we think that we have something to say that you may want to hear.
That's right, everyone. We want to share our love of games with you and, possibly introduce you to something new.
If you would like to catch us live, you can do that by going over to twitch.tv/AceKingKing on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Time.
Also, be sure to join our Discord. We want to make sure we're hearing from you guys, so feel free to drop topic ideas, discussion questions, anything like that you'd love for us to talk about. This can be done by going over to our Discord and then joining the topic ideas and discussion questions text channels and typing away.
Yeah. And before Lindsay gives us our trivia question for the day, we want to introduce our very special guest. This streamer always has a good time with his community while he slays on Rocket League. He has been gaming since Duck Hunt on the OG Nintendo. Everyone, please welcome SantaSlayz.
Yay!
Hey.
Thanks for the warm welcome, guys. I appreciate that. Yeah. You guys look beautiful this morning. I want y'all to know that.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, not as good as you, Santa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I got these bags under my eyes. I'm still half asleep.
Well, Lindsay, are you ready with our trivia question for the episode?
I am. And like always, I researched it for 2 minutes before the episode, but we're going with it. And it is a Santa and video game related question.
Oh.
Okay, I might get stumped on this.
So, yeah, I expect some people to be stumped.
Well, just like always expect it with me. I mean, look at my score.
My question is, what is thought to be the first appearance of Santa Claus in a video game?
Ooh.
We answer this later, right?
Yeah, we answer it later.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I'll give you plenty of time to research it on Google. No, I'm just kidding.
Perfect.
I
would not be surprised if you just randomly knew this because someone threw it at you as a random trivia thing one time. Like, hey, fun fact, first time Santa ever showed up in a video game.
It'd be nice, right?
Right? Goodness. Well, that is a phenomenal question that you have for us today, Lindsay, and very on topic. I love it.
Yeah.
If you guys at home want to think about that question, we'll come back to it at the end of the episode. We'll give our answers, and then we'll hear the correct answer.
Yes. Now, everyone, like we've introduced him, Santa here, we have been looking forward to having him on the podcast. We've just been, for quite a while. We've been wanting to, hear his story and all that stuff. So, I mean, Santa, this is just going to be like free roam. Anything you would like to share with us? I mean, and I can start this off with the biggest question that we have for our special guest. And I mean, you can go real in depth with it because it's a thinker. It's how has gaming changed your life?
Well, if we want to get into that, I feel like we should start with where gaming started with me, because you already touched on it that I started on the Duck Hunt. So when I was, let's say, first grade, I got the original Nintendo. Me and my brother, we would take turns using that little pistol and shooting the screen. Man, that dog, He'll get you. But so like that. So me starting back in first grade gaming, I actually I moved to North Georgia, actually the town that Kozo Bro lives in, to Rome, Georgia, in second grade. And that was shortly after my parents got divorced. And my mom was completely against video games. So in the household that I was living in full time, I was not allowed to have any type of video games. With that being said, my dad had a different outlook and different view on it. So over the years, whenever I visited my dad, we always had the newest console. I mean, from the 64 to the GameCube to the original Xbox. My grandmother even had a Sega Genesis in her basement at one point. So the video game experiences growing up that I had were not at my house that I lived in full time. They were whenever I got to go visit either my grandmother or my dad. Or cousins. My cousins definitely had the Super Nintendo. I remember playing Street Fighter over there. We were very, very addicted to Street Fighter. But I only got to play when I was at my cousin's house. So like the times growing up that I got to do some gaming were really cherished and treasured because I didn't get to do it all the time at my house.
Right.
It was probably sophomore year in high school when I finally got to like have a console full time. And that was the GameCube and the original Xbox. And Halo 1 got me into the first person shooter realm, and I grinded Halo 1. You guys don't even understand. Everybody was so good, man. I was a sophomore in high school, and I was friends with all the older kids, like the juniors and the seniors, and they were just completely destroy me in Halo. And that's a frustrating feeling, especially if you're a competitive person. So I grinded Halo 1, getting better at a first-person shooter. That was the first shooter that I ever played that had 2 joysticks. Because if you played GoldenEye on the 64, you guys know that there was only one joystick, and the movement in that game was ridiculously terrible. So the evolution of the controllers and of the consoles, when I touched Halo 1, man, it was over after that point. I knew that I was 100% going to enjoy first person shooter games for like the mass majority of the rest of my gaming career, which I still do. So yeah, we went from Halo 1 to Halo 2, then to Halo 3, and then I think it was the Xbox 360 when COD 4 Modern Warfare came out. I think it was on the 360. I'm pretty sure that wasn't on the Xbox.
Yeah, that was
but I
definitely
did have a 360 as well. I didn't become a PlayStation guy until, even though I played PlayStation at friends' house and stuff like that. Guys, listen, went from second grade to sophomore year, there was very, very rare that I got opportunities to game. And when I did, I was like hooked, stuck. I would sit in front of the TV for hours and hours and hours. And like I remember playing The Lion King on the Sega Genesis.
Oh, yeah.
Legendary game.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the best.
A tough game too.
It was not easy at all. I remember the hyenas being a pain. Oh man. But that was in my grandmother's basement, and I only got to see my grandmother maybe once a month. So like it wasn't like a very common occurrence for me to really get to play those games.
Right.
No, I mean there was a handful of other ones as well. Like let me see, the Mario 64. Do y'all remember Extreme G? Sorry, that's super random. Extreme G for the 64. It's like a motorcycle game. It's like a really futuristic motorcycle game. Around the same time that like Cruising USA was around.
I know I've heard the name, and if I
Extreme
looked it up,
G.
I'm
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
Maybe.
Oh, it's super cool, man. That game was insane. It wasn't like I don't think it was like one of the most popular games, but I was addicted to it. I loved it. That racing game was incredible.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, I played this. I remember this exact place with the tiki heads.
It
Yeah.
it was an incredible game. Um, I know that's random. I don't know, like that just popped into my brain when I was thinking about the 64. But the question was, how did gaming change my life? And
Yeah.
I mean, I've been gaming my entire life. So, um, I don't think that it really started to change my life until I got involved with Twitch. Um, because it was already a part of my life.
Hmm.
Like
Right.
it was just something that I always did. Even though like I didn't growing up as a kid, I didn't really have my own consoles and stuff like that, but I got to game at other people's places. And when I finally did start to have my own console, the love for gaming and the addiction just grew stronger. um, but yeah, it didn't really start to change my life until I would say March of 2020 when I started going live. Um, I mean, I started preparing for it in the middle of March. I locked in the name SantaSlayz on every social media platform in the end of 2019 because I knew that this was something that I wanted to do. And when I chose the name SantaSlayz, I knew that I was plugging myself for a long-term commitment. Um, so when my life started to be changed by video games, it was when I started getting involved with Twitch. I definitely think that Twitch has 100% changed my life. I had no idea that I was going to be able to dive into Twitch as hard as I did. Um, but the beginning of COVID and me not having to go to work, I had all this extra time to learn. Um, I happened to my I lived in Colorado for 3.5 years. And while I was in Colorado, I discovered Twitch. It was 2014, and I was playing a lot of Call of Duty Black Ops 3. And there was a lot of advertisements of the CWL. And I used to watch the CWL religiously. Like it was the coolest thing in the world. But the Twitch was very brand new to me. I didn't really know that the platform was going to evolve into what it is today back
Right.
then when I was watching it. um which I think that I prefer Twitch the way it is now than the way it was then. I think that it's definitely not the same platform at all. The experiences that you get on Twitch today is very different from the experiences that you would get on Twitch in 2014. I think that there was a lot of people that started streaming back then
Hmm.
because they were bored. It wasn't because they thought that they were going to be able to make a living out of it or they thought that they were going to be able to create a career out of it. They did it because why not? You
Right.
know what I'm saying? They'll ask themselves like, "Oh, I mean, I'm gonna be gaming anyways. I have friends that might be interested in watching, might as well stream." And some people have the same outlook on Twitch today. Uh, but those people that have that same outlook on Twitch today are going to struggle compared to the people that stream with a purpose, if that makes any sense. But
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes, sir.
it's a completely different world from where when I started watching the platform to what we deal with on a daily basis today. I did find out who Nick Merckx was in 2014. So that's cool. I have known who Nick Merckx is before he got big.
Hmm.
Back when he had 100 people watching him. I mean, he was playing competitive UMGs and he was like winning tournaments on Black Ops 3 and he had his like little crew of people that he ran with, his little team of 4. And I remember watching him and learning because I played competitive Call of Duty back then as well. Um, I was definitely on GB teams and UMG teams. I was involved with clans. We did all the clan challenges and the clan battles, and I mean, I was one of the support players that didn't really care too much about dying, but I could still hold a 2 KD. So I legitimately was the person that would put his neck on the line to like capture flags and stuff like that for domination. Uh, but I was a savage back then. That was my prime time gaming. I was so good at shooter games back then. Your boy's getting old. I'm turning into a boomer. My reaction time's slower. My brain just doesn't function the way it once did. Um, but it was a lot of fun, man. I kind of miss those days, and I still talk to a handful of people that were around back then. Um, one of my mods is somebody that I met during Black Ops 3. My prime was probably MW3, which was before Black Ops 3. But Black Ops 3 was so much fun. I met a whole new group of people. My clan that I was involved with during MW3 kind of dissolved into nothing. But that clan that I was involved with during MW3, we were the number one spot for all-time wins as a clan. We held the number one spot for like 8 months out of that 12-month year or whatever. And it wasn't
Dang.
until probably the last 3 months that someone else created a brand new clan. There was different tiers clans, and it all depended on how many people were in it. And I think after you had 50 people in your clan, you became one of the larger clans. And they literally had like one person over the amount with everybody focusing it. And it was late into the year. So like they kind of cheated the game to pass us. Because overall, I still think that we were a better clan. I was on there, so we were savages. Definitely savages. I miss those days, man. That was a lot of fun. Playing competitive Call of Duty was a lot of fun for me. But I got all the way up to number 8 in the world on
Wow.
Dang.
on the PlayStation leaderboards for all-time wins. I won thousands and thousands of games on MW3. I was number 8 in the world for wins. So
Gee.
just think about the amount of
Wow.
time that you like had to put. That was during that year. That was during yeah, that year, because I definitely changed. I quit playing it when the next COD released. But yeah, I got up there, man. I watched those numbers all the time. And I got up there. I had probably 65 days worth of gameplay on MW3.
I was gonna say that has to
within a year.
be like
Yeah, it was.
weeks, if not
Dude,
months
when I
of
tell you guys
time.
that, like, I've been grinding shooter games for a long time.
Wow.
And putting tons and tons of time into them. I didn't start playing on keyboard and mouse until I purchased my PC in March of 2020. I was a controller
Oh
player.
wow.
And I haven't played a shooter on a controller except for Fortnite, because I haven't relearned how to build on a keyboard and mouse yet. So when I
Yeah.
do hop on Fortnite, it just is easier to play it on a controller because that's what I learned it on.
Fair.
And I don't put a whole lot of time into Fortnite anymore, and I'm not gonna relearn how to do it on keyboard and mouse. Building is tough enough as is, and I already have the muscle memory to do it on a controller.
Mhm.
I know, I'm well aware of the fact that like I'm all over the place. If I ever say
No, you're
anything
good.
you guys want to dive further into, feel free to be like, well, wait, hold on, I want to know more about that, because I can tell that I'm all over the place. Um, but I definitely want you guys to dive in and pick my brain further if you're interested in anything specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean,
Yes, sir. I've just been enthralled.
I mean, I'm trying to think. I think I had a question back with the Call of Duty, but I'm trying to remember what it was.
Yeah, feel free to. I guys, I mean, I went from Halo to COD to clans to like, I mean, I bounced around like crazy just now, and I know I did, but I was also trying to get all the little short ideas that are popping into my head out.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss anything.
Well, another question with COD that I thought of. Which one do you think is the best COD that's been out? I'm just curious on your opinion.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot.
So that's tough for me
Mhm.
because of what was going on during those years. Damn, I would probably have to give you a top 3 that are probably, like, very, very close to, like, the
Yeah,
same.
that's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
top 3 any order.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're basically all they might as well be the same game.
Perfect.
But that would be COD 4 Modern Warfare that got me into Call of Duty. I would have not even
Yes.
gone as far as I did without that initial one. It was just so real. And every game that I had played before that was GoldenEye, and then the James Bond game that came out on the GameCube, and then I played Halo, when Halo's like super futuristic and the jumping and like the plasma guns and the needler, and like I mean when I got to play that Call of Duty game for the first time and I could cook a grenade, it was
Yeah.
it was just so cool. The 3 frags perk in Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare was on every single one of my classes, and I was so good at cooking grenades by the time that year was over. I legitimately, like, I would 1v1 friends of mine on that game, and I could probably beat them with just the grenades. Like, perfect time grenades right on top of you every single time.
Wow.
You're like, what the hell? I knew spawn points in the 1v1s on that game where I would like just land the nade to where you're about to pop up. It was just that like that's how deep into it I was. Um lot of fun though. And then so that one is definitely on that list of 3 100%, because without that Call of Duty I wouldn't have ever continued on my Call of Duty career. Um A lot of people would say MW2, but for me, that's not on the top 3 list because of the
Oh.
commando perk. Do y'all remember people
I'm
being able
trying
to
to.
knife you from across the room? They would put lightweight and then
Oh,
commando,
yeah.
and they would run around
Dude.
lightweight marathon commando, and
Yep.
they would run around with nothing but a knife, and they would stab you through your bullets across the room, and I lost my shit. I couldn't do it anymore. Like, there's
Yeah.
just no way I'm gonna keep playing a game where I'm getting stabbed through my bullets. I'm, like, spraying you, and he's just like, "Nope," and then I'm from, like, 10 meters away.
I don't even know if I
So yeah,
came across
that
that.
perk alone ruined MW2 for me. I loved MW2 until people started running around stabbing you through your own bullets, and I was like, dude, I can't play this game anymore. This is
Yep.
I can't do it. So MW3 definitely is on that list because that was when I got involved into it's when I got involved in with the clan I met a ton of people. We, like I said earlier, we were number 1 for the majority of that year. I got up to number 8 on the individual leaderboards. That game is definitely on the top 3 list for me. And then the last one is going to be very tough because there's 2 that kind of tie for that 3rd spot. And that would be Black Ops 3 and then 2019's MW.
Wow.
Black Ops 3, in my opinion, was the best variation of any Call of Duty with the jump packs or like the boosting or like
Yep.
Absolutely.
with the wall running. It
Yeah.
was by far the best attempt that they made between the Treyarch and the Infinity Ward making the games. Or shoot, I think that who did AW? Was that Infinity Ward or was that
I feel like that was
Sledgehammer?
I feel like
Was
that
it
was Infinity Ward.
Well, either way, that game was terrible. It was so bad. The being able to jump straight in the air and then strafe left and right, like, it just doesn't make any sense. Awful game in my opinion. First game that they applied the skill-based matchmaking to, which started to turn around and completely ruin shooter games. And then every shooter game stuck on it now with that skill-based matchmaking. When I started learning how to play shooters, You just kept playing until you got good. That
Yeah.
was it. You
Yeah.
got shit on. That's what happened. You people would just like you just got shit on. That's just how it worked. So you had to grind to get good.
Mhm.
And now like they're like, here, let me put you up against somebody else that's got no thumbs. You guys play each other. Like, no, like put the no thumb nubs against me. I want to sit there and drop nukes.
Right?
Um,
Your nukes.
But it is what it is. Times change, and the world's super sensitive these days. So for me to kill them over and over again, them keep dying by Santa, I get it. It'll kind of
Don't want to get killed by Santa.
it'll ruin a lot of things for you. You can sit there and get murdered by Santa time and time again. You'll be like, well, damn, my whole childhood. What have I been doing?
Futurama was right.
Make you think twice about everything, just reality. But so yeah, those two, man, and MW in 2019, it's just such a solid game, dude. It's really, 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 really well put together. The new engine, I wish that it almost gave you the same feel as the first MW did with how realistic it felt to play the game. And if you go play 2019's MW versus COD 4 MW, they're just two completely different games.
Right.
They have the similar maps, multiplayer maps in them, but they're not the same game. So yeah, I said I'd give you 3, and I kind of gave you 4. I'm sorry.
You good?
That's cool.
You good?
Hey, we like it. Extra credit.
Yeah. I'm not very versed in Call of Duty, but I did very much enjoy Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
That was really the one I played the most.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
A lot of fun.
It was a great game. People hate on the jumping and all that stuff. If you could redo Black Ops 3 with MW 2019's engine, I think that you got a winner all day long. Like, that game's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
And I'll say I was one of those people who, as soon as I saw jump packs and stuff like that and while running in Call of Duty, I was like, are they really trying to like copy Titanfall? I was not sold.
No, I hear you.
Black Ops 3, like
it just was so good, man.
Yeah, they hit it, man.
Yeah. And I was one of the ones that was, saying that Modern Warfare 2 is my favorite, because that was the one that I think I spent probably the most time aside from Black Ops 3. But I don't think I came across those people that would stab through the bullets or whatever. I don't think I came across that much, or if I did, I just don't remember it.
There was so much multiplayer cheesiness in Modern Warfare 2. It was so fun, but
I mean, they had my favorite perks in that game, because I had like
lightweight, where you could jump off things and not take fall damage. That's an incredible thing. I 100% think that should have been in every single Call of Duty ever. There should have been a perk in every Call of Duty that allowed you to take no fall damage. Period. But go on. You were about to keep saying something about your perks.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
no, you're good. The ones that I remember, marathon, because I was a run and gun person. I think it was stopping power, where it did like extra damage with the bullets, and I can't remember the third one. But my favorite gun from playing it was the M16. It was that triple burst, and most of the time I could hit somebody with having stopping power, and it would kill them. Yeah. And I was like, this is my gun. And then I would also take the Stinger, so anytime I would hear care package or UAV, I pull that thing out and shoot it down.
Yeah.
So,
there was a lot of good times playing that game.
Yeah.
I didn't put the time into MW2 like I did COD 4, or like I did MW3, or like I did Black Ops 3, or even Black Ops 1. I played Black Ops 1 like crazy too. And Black Ops 1 is a really, really amazing COD as well, but it doesn't make that list for me.
That's fair.
It was an amazing COD. Black Ops 1 was incredible. I can give you the 3 worst CODs.
No, go ahead.
Please do.
Go ahead.
Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare, and then I would say it might be a tie again. Shoot. Um,
That first battle royale they tried to make.
I was gonna I
Oh
was
my
gonna
God.
say it's probably for the last would probably be a tie between MW2 and then what's it called?
Ghost.
Ghost, yeah. That's what I couldn't think of it. Ghost, yeah. I did play a lot of Ghost and I didn't hate that game. I dropped my fair share of Ken strikes. But that was like it just something was off. Something was off. That
Yeah,
game wasn't all there, man.
I think that was around the time whenever I had the urge to play Call of Duty again, so I picked it up because it was cheap. And I think that was the first one that I let Lindsay play, and she liked it. I wasn't.
Well,
I wasn't
had
big.
no
Yeah, she had no
experience
experience. So I'm over here. I'm like, this
other
isn't
Call
that
of
great.
Duties. I was like, oh yeah, this is fun. I'm having fun because it was my first Call of Duty game I ever played.
Yeah,
And then I played Black Ops 3. It's like, okay, I get it.
yeah. I mean,
I
we've
get
played like I feel like all of them since we got together, except for
Wait, wasn't there
recently.
one in space?
That was Infinite War.
I'd
Infinite
never
Warfare.
played that
We didn't
one.
do that one.
We didn't play that one.
I don't
know
blame you. It was terrible. That game looked like a child's game, and it was supposed to be like I don't know. It was terrible. I don't blame you for not playing that game at all. I didn't play it either. I played the beta. I don't even think I bought that game. My favorite features out of all those games. Do y'all remember MW3's variation of Specialist, where you achieved perks and then you could go on a Specialist bonus? I loved that feature, and MW, the newest one, MW in 2019, had something similar, where you achieve perks as you kill people, but getting on a Specialist bonus in that game wasn't quite as powerful as getting on a Specialist bonus in MW3. But I remember Moabs were 24 kills when you had Hardline on. And if you had Hardline Pro, every 2 assists counted as a kill.
Oh yeah.
So I used to drop like double Moabs, triple Moabs in games of Ground War on that game. There was the L86 and then the ACR, and I would run Overkill with an LMG and an assault rifle, and there was a handful of spots where I could find that you just weren't going to be able to kill me. I was going to drop a Moab if I got to that spot and could hold it down. Like there's nothing you could do about it. You weren't going to be able to kill me. I just found these little head glitches and places where I can watch 2 lanes at one time, and you just weren't going to be able to do anything about it.
Goodness.
Yeah, I miss those days, man. If you can't tell.
When was it when they took out, I remember a long time ago, Dolphin Dive Claymores. And at one point they took it out. I don't know if they brought it back, but just running with a Claymore Dolphin Diving.
That started in Black Ops 1. The Dolphin Dive Claymore started in Black Ops 1.
Okay.
And I don't remember if that carried through. That might have been like one of the only games where dolphin diving existed. You could slide.
Gotcha. I remember, I don't remember exactly which game I first saw it in, but it was like the most glitchy thing. Like it wasn't supposed to be a thing at all, but you could kind of, yeah. It was beautiful. Beautiful.
I think the first time it happened to me, I was like, what on earth just happened?
There was a lot of funny stuff like that throughout the years.
You know, I think we're going to have another episode where it's only Call of Duty, and we'll have to have Santa back for that.
I mean, this is turning into that.
So we can,
I'm not bad, guys. I told you guys that, like, I was like, man, we had that brief conversation, and I was telling you that I've kind of steered my channel away from shooters because I feel like my channel.
Right, yeah.
But you guys don't understand. This is like those games are the ones that like I wouldn't even be doing this if those games didn't exist. Like Twitch wouldn't exist in my life.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the shooter games that got me to this point.
Yeah.
but
So
we can talk
when-
about. I can sit there and talk about that stuff all day, man. I love them. I love them.
So when was it exactly that you decided to not do the like Call of Duty on your streams anymore?
Well, dude, I
It's
mean,
been
honestly,
recent,
like,
right?
yeah, very, very, very recently. The last time I put Call of Duty on was Cold War, and I had over 20 people in my chat. I loaded up Cold War, played 1 or 2 games, and I don't show my numbers anymore. I used to stare at my numbers all the time, and it'll drive you crazy, guys. If you're a content creator and you're listening to this, turn your numbers off. It's going to drive you crazy.
Yeah.
It'll drive you crazy. Just turn them off. Ignore it. With that being said, I do peek at it a couple times to a stream, just kind of see where we're at.
Yeah.
But I don't stare at it the whole time. I don't stare at it the whole time anymore. And I went from peeking at it before going into COD at 20 plus viewers to going into a couple of COD games and then peeking at it again, and I was down to 6. And I was like, well, this just can't be a part of the content. Like, I'm trying to be a content creator and I want to grow on this platform. I want to make this a full-time thing for me.
Right. Yeah.
And if I'm sitting here with 6 viewers versus 20 plus, there's no reason to keep trying. It's not worth the time, effort, or the energy to put into those games if it's toxic for the channel to the point where people leave. They don't even choose to keep your tab open to lurk you. They're like, oh, he's playing COD. I'm out.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. I switched to Rocket League after that, and my numbers went right back up to the 20 plus range.
Yeah.
So I don't. It's just toxic for my channel. Guys, like, that being said as well, like, if y'all play Call of Duty and you know are in one of the Discords and you see me online or whatever, shoot me a message, bro. I'll hop on and play still. But I can't do it live. I can't stream it. I can't stream it. It's so toxic for my channel. But I do. I mean, I want to play still. I played some offline CS:GO last night. Had a blast.
Ooh.
But I don't even think that I could stream that game. I'm looking forward to the new Halo coming out, but the way things have been going with shooters, I don't even know if I'll be able to stream that game. Maybe in the first month or 2. But like, after the hype around Halo kind of dies down, I feel like I need to steer away from trying to stream it.
And people are looking kind of pessimistic about that particular Halo game anyways, so it's going to be rough going for streamers.
I still want to play the campaign. Like, I gotta get it. I gotta run through that campaign. It's gonna be great. I think the campaign's gonna be very well put together.
They just need to take their time with it. Like, after what they showed us, whenever it was, and they've been delaying it, it's like, just keep delaying it, just make it better. Like, people will wait.
Yeah. True. I mean, we're forced to at this point.
Yeah.
The only other game that I know that's coming out and sometime in the future, we don't even have a real date, that I really, really want to play that I'm aware of is Party Animals. And I want Party Animals for the community games. I just want to, go live, have some beers, pick up a shovel, and beat the shit out of my friends.
Heck yeah.
That's a dream. That's a dream.
I mean, yeah, goals, man, goals.
Yeah. So I would love to play some Party Animals. I really would.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I pulled up your stream the day that you said you couldn't play Call of Duty anymore. It was after you had played it.
That. You're like, I hate the fact that people can't play what they want to play. But it's true. Like, you can't. We can't.
And if people want to watch Call of Duty, they go to the big guys.
Big guys.
I'm not gonna watch me play Call of Duty. I get it that I'm decent. I'm not a pro, and like, my gameplay is evolved into keyboard and mouse, and I won't go back to controller because I love the mouse so much. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just not at a pro tier level. So why would they watch me over watching somebody that is?
Yeah.
And the people that want to watch COD want to watch somebody that's doing well in COD. They don't want to watch somebody that,
or someone that's just very already big and he plays COD and he's entertaining.
Tim the Tatman.
Yeah. I mean, people make fun of him for not being good. I mean, I think, low-key, I think he's really good, but a lot of people make fun of him for,
He's not a
sucking
pro,
at
but he's
games.
good at the game.
Yeah.
No, Tim's not bad at Call of Duty. He wasn't bad at Fortnite. He just died a lot to fall damage.
Yeah.
Tim damage.
Tim damage, yeah.
Tim damage is what it
And that
became
caught
called.
on because I think we called it Tim damage
Yeah.
when we would play.
I mean, I've got a old school Tim the Tatman shirt on right now. Like,
yeah.
we watched Tim years ago before he really
Same.
blew up, but
Yeah.
Tim's the man. He's an incredible guy. And I think that what he does on his channel, I haven't been in there in a long time, but last time I was in there, he spends the first hour to 2 hours in just chatting because he
talking.
cares about his community.
Yeah.
And a lot of the larger streamers, I'm not saying that they don't care about their community, but they're not going the extra mile to set up hours worth of just chatting with them like Tim
Yeah.
is.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
and I think that's sort of where he started, was like he started with the community, and I think that's why he keeps that going. Like, some others just became popular out of the blue because of their skill or whatever. And so I think he likes to hold true to that. Like, I was
Excuse me.
cold, now I'm hot.
Yeah, I mean,
Comfortable, Lindsay.
there's times where I'll like pop into a stream, and most time like it'll be the just chatting. But I'm not gonna lie, whenever it switches over to Call of Duty, I don't watch it.
Nobody wants to watch that game.
Yeah.
We just need something new. When Rogue Company was fresh, I didn't do terrible on Rogue Company. And I might consider streaming that from time to time.
I enjoy playing it.
Maybe it's just Cold War. Maybe just nobody likes Cold War. That could be part of it.
Yeah, I don't think we played the alpha, I think, for Cold
War. Yeah.
I would play it for the story, because the story is something that the campaign is something that I'm interested in. Just like I've really enjoyed World War II?
Yeah, I think that one.
I really enjoyed that game
I don't
for the
know.
campaign because I like the history part.
You will like Cold War's campaign. It was different. Very different from all the campaigns I've played in the past. I mean, a lot of it, it's still a Call of Duty campaign, so a lot of it's similar, but there was definitely a different aspects to the storyline that were very, very entertaining. I had a ton of fun. People kept telling me they were getting Hitman vibes watching me play that campaign, which I'm telling you guys, it's a good campaign. I definitely would run through Cold War's campaign. I think it's very, very good. But that doesn't change the fact that that game's toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even when we were in like the alpha and we were just playing, I don't know what it is about Call of Duty, because we used to play it a lot, but when I haven't really been in the mood to play Call of Duty since Black Ops 3, mostly. A lot of them just kind of, just been the same to me. Nothing spectacular about them. But Lindsay was like, I want to play, the multiplayer since we were in the alpha, and I was like, okay, all right, fine. I get so mad from playing Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah, dude,
like,
I get it.
I don't even know. Like, there was once that, like, I just kept getting sniped, and I was just getting so frustrated with it, and I was like, Lindsay, I don't think I can do this. Like, this is not good for my health.
Yeah.
No, it's stressful. Very frustrating. It tilts me too, man. So don't feel like you're alone in that.
Yeah. And for me, that's just something that I wouldn't want to stream, because I wouldn't want to have that that energy and stuff. So
I hear you. People don't want to watch me play it, to the point where I don't know if it's like my resting bitch face while I'm sitting there focused. I don't know what it is, but like there's reasons why they don't want to watch me play it. Maybe it's that I get frustrated and I like yell, or I complain about the people that are killing me, or I don't know what it is, but I do know that nobody wants to watch it, and if nobody wants to watch it, I don't need to be streaming it.
Yeah.
And that's just how I feel. I would rather sit and just chatting. My favorite thing to do on the Twitch platform is just chat with my community. The only problem with me doing that full time is we run out of things to talk about. So I have to have some sort of game to put in rotation to just kind of keep the flow of a live stream going. Because I mean, if everybody shows up right after your going live announcement and you have a conversation with, let's say, the 10 to 12 people that pop in early, and
Mhm.
you kind of catch up with them. After you've caught up with them, it could be an hour before anybody new pops in to say what's up. So, like, what do you really talk to them about if you've kind of covered everything in that first hour of being live? So then you got to come up with something for you guys to do or for them to watch or a way to entertain them. Successful streams come from two different things. You're either providing your audience with knowledge or entertainment. And if you're slacking on either one of those departments, you're gonna slack altogether as a streamer. And
Indeed.
that's only on you. Like, you're the only person that can change that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's completely up to you. But there was something that I wanted to mention Rocket League.
Yeah, you've been
Because
playing that a lot.
that's been my go-to for live streams right now. Because I am decently skilled. I'm not amazing at Rocket League. People think that I am because they're not as good as I am, but I know that I'm not amazing at it because I play with and against and I watch amazing players play it. So I already know kind of where I sit in the Rocket League world, but I've been playing that game for 5 years, and the amount of time that I've put into it, I should be damn near pro level, but I'm not, because that game's just so complicated. It's a very simple concept, but it is the most complicated game to master. And the problem with that is the skill gap for the ceiling for the skill levels. It just keeps getting raised. People are doing like double and triple flip resets with 100 boot. Like, it just keeps getting harder and harder to be top tier at that game. I don't ever expect to be. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was saying I'm over here struggling just to get off the ground to hit the ball when it's in the air.
It's tough. It's tough, man. That game is not easy. Some people pick it up faster than others. But I had to put time and effort into getting better. Like, the fact that I was bad made me want to be better, and I put in the work to learn that game. And it's definitely a lot of fun. I have a blast running custom games with the community. I wish that I could play more comp on stream, but I feel bad about focusing on it. I never want to put a game over my chat. And if I'm playing comp, there's going to be moments if someone brand new pops in and I'm focused on a comp game and I'm not saying hi, hello, hey to them within the first 30 seconds of them talking in my chat, I'm afraid I'm losing them.
Yeah.
So I don't want to play anything that's going to take my attention away from the people that could be brand new to my community. Because every person matters. You never know who that one person is. Like, if you ignored them for 30 seconds and it got to a minute without you ever reading their comment, you don't even know if they're there anymore. They could have already left because it took you too long to read their comment. You don't know where their mindset is or what's going on in their world, and you don't know who that person is. Like, you might be missing out on your new best friend. There's no way to know. So the only thing you can do is try to focus and be available to anybody that ever pops in and says hello.
I think that's a big part of building the community on Twitch. And like you and Nick do a great job of that. I don't know how many times I've been playing with Nick while he streams, and I've just had to wait because he's talking to chat. We were playing Stardew the other week. He got raided. He got raided, and Kitsune and I sat there for 20 minutes before we could move on in the game.
Yeah.
Just because he was,
I was talking, and then at one point, like, Lindsay and Cody, they were talking over me, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to mute y'all. So I muted them so I could talk to chat.
You should.
This is the way.
Yeah,
it was great because afterwards, like, all the people that came with that person, they're like, this has been the best raid that I've done, which made me feel really good.
It's important for sure.
Nah,
No, I told
like
Lindsay, I was like, "Look, I put chat before my gameplay. Like, if
you
we're
have
if we're playing like Overwatch or something, and people are talking, I'm like, I mean, there could be a time where I could just be like, I'm putting the controller down and I'm talking to them.
yeah. Dude, I get it. Like, and I'm proud of you for doing that and being aware that that's what's necessary. A lot of
Mhm.
people aren't. They're just lost, man, or they don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine too. Not everybody has to. Not everybody that streams on Twitch is trying to make this a full-time thing. This is a hobby for a lot of people.
hmm
But the people that are trying to build something real and they're trying to progress and trying to learn how to be a better content creator, they need to do everything in their power to make sure that that chat feels welcome and needed, because they are. Like, without the chat, what are you doing? You're wasting your time. Um,
Yeah. I mean, you're playing games that you could play offline
hmm
at that
you
point.
don't have to be live to game.
Yeah.
You have to be live to grow a community. Um, Community building skills is what I've learned the most in the past year. I've always been good with people, and I'm really good at reading people. Um, and I think that that has a lot to do with the fact that I moved around a lot growing up, like a lot. Like there's been years in my life where I moved 3 times within a year. Um, I went to three different elementary schools, 3 different middle schools, and 2 different high schools. So I was constantly getting pulled and placed in places where I was forced to meet new people that I had no idea who they were. And having to go through those experiences so many times throughout your life. I mean, I went to 2 different colleges. I never graduated from college. I did graduate from culinary school, but then so like you can add culinary school as a third college if you wanted to, even though it's just a trade school. Um, but that's what I'm just saying. Like, I've been constantly removed from a comfortable situation and placed into another one, and had to form new relationships and build new friendships to be in another comfortable situation just to get pulled from it again. Time and time again throughout my life, I have been placed in those situations where I'm like forced to meet new people. And sitting there live streaming in the beginning of all of this, I was basically learning how to run a PC. I didn't even know how to find my files. To like, I was saving stuff. And they're like, "Oh, it's in your files." I'm like, "Where are my files?" I don't like. I don't. That's what I was very very like clueless. I learned a lot in a very short period of time. And after I started to feel more comfortable with operating and running my dual PC setup, and I realized that I was not really streaming to anyone more than my close group of friends that were already there before I even started streaming. Um, I realized that I had to do something different, and I found a way to. Some people call it networking, and I mean it is networking to a certain extent, but really it's going to meet people. It's going to build new friendships. And it was easy for me for 2 reasons. One, I've been doing it my entire life, and two, I'm Santa, baby.
Yeah.
It's super simple, man. People get happy. I pop in their chat and I say what's up, and they're like, "Santa!" Like, they don't even know me. The
Yeah.
next thing I know, I'm following their channel and I'm following them on Twitter, and like before you know it, they've come in to check out who SantaSlayz is. So it's a little like I chose like there was a lot of thought going behind my whole approach to Twitch before I started streaming. Like it definitely has a lot of thought. I mean, I can go into how SantaSlayz came about if you guys are interested.
I would love to hear that actually.
Yeah, I would like to ask one question before then. You
Of course,
said
yeah, feel
culinary
free.
school.
I
So does
did.
that mean there's a cooking stream in the future?
Oh,
Or has
100%.
there been one in the past?
No. I won't be doing any cooking streams where I live right now.
Mhm.
But there will be 100% cooking streams in the future.
Because I
Heck
would
yeah.
It won't
love
be
to see Santa cooking up something in the kitchen. For sure.
well, it will
Making some
happen.
cookies.
Mhm.
It will happen 100%. And sure, like I love cookies. 100%. I have all so let me tell you about how I got the name SantaSlayz and like where it came from and what inspired me to attempt to start all this, and then I'll kind of dive in a little bit to where I want all this to go in the future. Um, if that's cool with you guys.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
go for it.
absolutely.
Absolutely perfect.
So 20 the end of 2017, October of 2017. Maybe even September of 2017. Or actually, it could have even been a little bit sooner than that. But some point towards the second half of 2017, I got a phone call from my grandmother, saying that my grandfather had been diagnosed with cancer. And at that point, I knew that I needed to make it home. Um, I wasn't gonna let my granddad pass away without being around in his last days. Um, so I started making plans to move back home. I even like went and got a regular job. Like I was out there and I learned how to grow weed. Um, that was what I did. I grew weed inside of houses for 3.5 years. Um, and I basically did that for room and board. I didn't really have an income, but what was that? Sorry. That was my cell phone. I think that was sounded like, what's the name of that app? Offer Up.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I spent 3.5 years learning how to grow medical marijuana, and I worked for room and board. I didn't have a real income. I wasn't really making money. I was doing a lot of it for all the weed you could smoke and for a place to live, which it was a blast, man. I had everything I needed. I ate food. I had my games. I was playing Black Ops 3. I was playing Rocket League. I was playing Fortnite. I definitely was in like my own little paradise, even though it wasn't really taking me anywhere. But I did get a lot of knowledge. So like if and when marijuana does become legalized across the country, I can dive back into that industry pretty easily because I have a kind of a history with it. But that's all beside the point. Long story short, I got a job in a restaurant. It was called the Cutthroat Cafe.
Ooh.
And while I was working at the Cutthroat Cafe, I was just trying to save money so that I could purchase a plane ticket to fly back to Georgia. Um, and I think I worked there for a month. And in the last week of me being there, there was this couple sitting at one of the tables inside this little cafe in Bailey, Colorado, um, little mountain town. And somehow the story of me working there came up to the fact that I was just trying to purchase a plane ticket to go home, and they were like, "Oh, well, where are you going back home to?" And I was like, "Well, Georgia." Long story short, their niece lives in Georgia, and their niece does seasonal work for the mall SantaSlayz. And they're like, "Oh, well, if you're going back and you're gonna need work when you get back in town, let me give you my niece's phone number, and you can reach out to her when you get back." I mean, this was October. So November 1st is when the Santa sets open up. And I flew back to Georgia. I contacted her and went and had a little interview with her, and she hired me on as a assistant manager of the set that season. And during that holiday season, I met 4 different Santas that worked in the mall. And they were on rotation, and every single one of them in some form or fashion reminded me of myself as an older man. Like I could see me in their shoes later on in life. Uh, and they were cool, man. One super into motorcycles, makes his money during the holiday season, and is retired. And during the rest of the year, he rides his motorcycle around the Southeast traveling. I was like, dude, I want to do that when I'm older. I want to ride around motorcycles and
Yeah.
around the Southeast, work 2 months out of the year, and then 10 months out of the year, just kind of travel and like, but so like the more I got involved with those Santas during that season, I did start doing more research. And believe it or not, guys, the average Santa makes about $20,000 in 2 months. Um, A good Santa can make about $40,000 in 2 months. And an amazing Santa can make about $60,000 in 2 months.
Dang.
So I'm looking at like 2 months worth of work in my head with these numbers that I'm reading, and I'm like, yo, I want to work for 2 months and make 20 grand. Like, I would love to make, I don't make that kind of money. Like, that's more money than I make in a year on average because I working in the restaurant industry and part-time jobs and floating around from delivery job to delivery job or kitchen to kitchen or whatever. You don't make that kind of money in that amount of time. It takes a
Right.
long time to make $20,000. So I was inspired by that. And I was like, later on in life, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to work a couple months out of the year, hang out with kids, take some pictures, and then get paid decent money for it. So I already had in my head that the fact that like later on in life, I wanted to go ahead and do the Santa thing. And sometime between that holiday season of 2017 and then the holiday season of 2019, I decided to change my gamer tag and go ahead and start preparing for the future. And I was like, I could give this Twitch thing a shot, take a shot in the dark, hope for the best with no idea of where it's going to take me or if it's even going to work. But I do know that I got a better chance of making it a real thing with the image of Santa Claus than I do with the image of myself. Nobody wants to watch Ben Reagan sit there and play video games, but they might watch Santa. So I thought that it was a unique thing to attempt, and I went all in. Like I said, my grandfather was diagnosed with cancer. He passed away in 2019, March 4th, 2019. He passed away, and on March 4th of 2020, my grandmother reached out to me and said, I just want you to be aware that one of your grandfather's last requests from me as he was on his deathbed was for me to give you guys another check. My granddad left me $10,000 when he passed away. I used part of that money to purchase a vehicle that I could use to drive for DoorDash, which I still do. And then a year later, from the day that he died, he left me another $6,000. And that was right before COVID hit. And I took that money and invested it into the equipment that I have to start a live stream. And that's when SantaSlayz begun, was March 20th of 2020. But yeah, without my granddad getting diagnosed with cancer, SantaSlayz wouldn't exist. As crazy as that sounds.
Wow.
Not only did he financially from the grave make it possible for me to get everything that I needed to start, but me moving back to Georgia, putting me in a holiday or putting me in a mall Santa set for a holiday season, allowing me to meet those Santa Clauses, and giving me the inspiration to try to do this later on. Yeah. So long story short, I can thank my granddad for all of this. I miss him every day, and it's pretty incredible that even after he passed away, he helped make my dreams come true. But that's pretty much where it came from, man. I worked at a Santa set. I met a bunch of really cool Santas. I said, hey, I can do this later on. And then as I was thinking about the fact that I might be doing that later on, I was like, well, why don't I just try to do it now? I can start growing my beard. Like I grew my beard with intentions of being SantaSlayz on the internet. I didn't really have a long beard before that. This beard is for this. But yeah, feel free to
Dang.
to poke or nitpick. It's crazy, right? I mean,
That's
Yeah.
wild.
right? I mean,
I mean, what kind of kismet is that to just randomly meet a couple and like have them be like, "Yeah, my niece works where you're gonna be like
You're moving
looking to
back
move." Like
home.
that's
She
perfect.
and
That's
what was
perfect.
crazy is the closest mall to me is one of her malls.
Wow.
It was all so meant to be. I was supposed to work that holiday season in that mall Santa, or in that on that Santa set. I was supposed to meet those people that I met. Um, and I firmly believe that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing with my adult life. As crazy as it sounds, like most people diving into this, like they're just trying. They don't know what's gonna come of it. I 100% believe that I'm supposed to be here growing a community. Um,
You know,
that
that actually answers one of our other questions that I did really want to bring up. But like, you know, sometimes, like you mentioned, with when you put in Call of Duty and the numbers went down, and you know, sometimes we all get those moments where we get kind of like, you know, a little down, maybe a little frustrated. But one of our questions is like, what makes you keep going in those moments? And
Mhm.
um, I feel like you may have partially answered that with
Yeah.
feeling that
I'm supposed to
this
be
is it,
here.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be doing this.
I
And I
love
know
that,
that we're
man.
still in the early stages of it. My 1 year anniversary is
Soon, right?
Wow, coming
Yeah, real
up.
soon.
It is
Yeah.
two,
March 6th
two,
today.
two
So
weeks.
couple, yeah,
2
2
weeks from
weeks.
today is my 1 year anniversary. 2
Wow.
weeks from today. I will be doing a 24-hour stream. It will start the Friday the 19th around 11 p.m. and I will be going live through 11 p.m. on the 20th, doing my first ever 24-hour stream. I owe
Oof.
that to my community for reaching $2,000 during the fundraiser February. Um, and we broke that goal by 300 over 360, but $1 per day of the year. we but yeah, we hit $2,365 during fundraiser February, and
Wow.
um,
Yeah, I mean, did you want to
I owe
talk
my
about
community
that?
a stream.
You want to talk about that for a minute? I mean, those familiar with your community know about your fundraiser and why you were doing it, but I don't know if you want to share that.
Sure. My nephew suffers from spinal muscular atrophy, and his medical bills on a monthly basis, him being one of like the test childs for a new form of like, what are they called? Spinal infusions or something? Like
Mhm.
he gets these monthly injections um, that are supposed to help with his condition. Um, but long story short, man, his medical bills on a monthly basis are very, very, very expensive, and everything that he had, like from his mechanical or his he calls them his go-go chairs, but it's basically a wheelchair that he can operate with a knob and drive around. He calls it his go-go chair, but like they need a new go-go chair. They're wanting to build. My nephew before COVID was very active in swimming pools, and believe it or not, even though he can't walk, he can swim like a fish. Um, and it's very good for him to build muscles and keep his
Right.
legs moving and all that. So they want to build an indoor like aquatic therapy like pool for him.
Mhm.
um, I don't know why I couldn't think of the word pool, but
I mean, words are hard sometimes, man.
dude, words are very hard. Words are very hard. Especially when you got this boomer brain. I've been dealing with this boomer brain for a long time. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to lighten the load. What's crazy about it is my original intentions was just to give that money to curesma.org. I wear this bracelet every day, but curesma.org. That's where I originally was going to send it. But on day one of the fundraiser, I asked my community, we did a poll in the chat on where we should send this money, whether it be curesma.org or give it to my sister-in-law and my brother. And everybody voted to give it to my family, which I can't thank them enough. And I did record a video of me picking up the money from the bank, and I got my sister-in-law to record a video of the interaction between me and my older brother of me giving him the money. And she's actually emailing me that today, and I will be making, it's about 3.5 minutes worth of footage, and I'm going to chop it up and make a 1-minute video out of it so that I can put it on social media so that I can share it in the Discord. My brother is very, very cautious of everything right now with COVID, and Caleb being my nephew.
Right.
He cannot catch COVID. He would not be able to beat it. There's not a chance in the world that he would be able to get past catching COVID. Like it 100% would kill him. So my brother, we met outside. I didn't go inside my brother's house when I got there to give him the money. I met him in the driveway. He's wearing a mask. I'm wearing a mask. So the reaction video is a little different. Like I
Yeah.
don't really get to see a reaction. You can hear what he's saying, but you can't see a facial expression. Which kind of takes away from the whole concept of trying to catch somebody's reaction. But it is what it is. Like he couldn't, he wasn't going to meet up with me without a mask on. After I handed him the envelope of money, he went and set it down and instantly picked up a bottle of hand sanitizer. Like that's just how cautious he is.
Right.
He
Yeah.
cannot allow my nephew to catch COVID. So like, I mean, the conversation that we had in his driveway, we're standing at 6 feet apart. Like I didn't even shake his hand getting there. We bumped fists, and like, it's just that's how cautious he is. So it's the little reaction videos, not quite what I wanted it to be, but it's what we got. So it is what it is. But yeah, we were able to lighten the load. He's going to be putting the money towards a new chair for him or the aquatic therapy pool. One of the two.
Awesome.
That's amazing. Like, I mean, huge shout out to the SantaSlayz community, because that's just incredible. Just the generosity.
Yeah, I can't. It was basically a little over $100 a day for every stream that I did during February.
Wow.
Which is incredible, dude. You're right. It's fucking. Sorry, I dropped the F-bomb.
Oh, no, you're good.
It's extremely amazing. Extremely amazing. Yeah. I'm trying to refrain. I know I've said shit a couple times.
No, you're good.
I know that you guys got this going to other platforms, and y'all have an image that y'all want to uphold. So I'm not trying to be that guy.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, no worries, my friend. No worries.
So speaking of your family, how did your family and friends react to you saying, "Hey, I want to be Santa and I want to play games while being Santa"?
Yeah.
Nobody really understood but like I had a vision. And when I'm explaining this to people, they didn't understand, and they don't know anything about Twitch, so it's hard for them to comprehend what I'm trying to create.
Yeah.
But today, everybody supports it, man. I mean, especially after what I've just done for my nephew, they realize that this is real. So within the first year, I've turned everybody around from like, and nobody was telling me not to do it. Nobody once said, "Hey, you're wasting your time." Nobody and they know better because I don't listen. I'm a rebel at heart. I don't listen. Like you can tell me whatever you want. I'm gonna do what I want, regardless of what you said. Nobody in my family is gonna influence me to do anything that I don't want to do, want to do. Like it is what it is. Like they know that. They know that. They're not here trying to persuade me to try something different. Which I mean basically was what I am doing. I'm trying something different, but
Yeah.
no, everybody's 100% on board now. It was a little shaky in the very beginning. My dad knew that I was spending a lot of money to get all this equipment, which I did. I mean, I spent basically all the money my granddad left me, but I looked at it as an investment. I wasn't looking at it as a waste, which it is. It was an investment. It's an investment towards my future. So I don't regret any of it. I would do it again if this, the circumstances were the same, 100%. But
That's
so
awesome.
yeah, to answer your question, my family 100% support me. In the beginning, they were confused,
Mhm.
but they weren't going to persuade me to do anything different. Like
Yeah.
they don't have an influence on what I choose to do with my time and my money. Um, and I would never allow them to. Like you can say whatever you want. I'm gonna do me.
Yeah.
um,
Well, I think that's common, like, seeing, like, some of Nick's family too, like, oh, like, they just don't understand to begin
they
with,
don't. We'll do it.
what's it mean to stream on
Yeah,
Twitch.
honestly, I don't think any of my family members have actually watched me stream, other than my
Your
brother-in-law.
cousin.
Oh, yeah.
Other than my brother-in-law and my cousin, whenever I was doing multi-stream, my brother-in-law watched when I through Facebook, and my cousin on YouTube.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't think really anybody in my family has ever watched me.
That'll change.
So
That'll change, bro. Don't worry about that. It'll change.
And I think
They
they're still
will.
figuring it
They're
out.
they're gonna come around, dude. They're gonna come around. I promise you that. You're gonna do good things here, man. And I already know that because you're a good dude, man. You guys have a lot of great things going your way, and I 100% believe that y'all are gonna build your own amazing community, and your family will come around. They're gonna show up. It might not be anytime in the near future, but you just keep doing what you're doing now, and they'll come around. Yeah, I 100% believe that. Um, my family's watched. Both my little brothers follow me and have watched. My sister-in-law follows me. She hasn't tuned into a stream yet, but she does follow me. My mom and my dad both have been in streams hanging out.
It's awesome.
My cousin has been in the stream before. Um, I don't see him in there very often anymore, but the person that comes in the most is my little brother, who's actually in the hospital right now. Um, my little brother has a master's degree in athletic administrations,
Oh
and
snap!
he was
yeah,
coaching a basketball like summer deal or whatever, or spring deal or something. But he's supposed to be in Iowa coaching basketball, and he was working out. This was yesterday that I found all this out, so that's very fresh in my mind. But he was working out, um, and he finished his workout. He went back to wherever he was staying, and his arm started really, really hurting him. Um, to the point where he didn't know what was going on. Like he was in so much pain that he needed to go to the emergency room. Um, Rhabdomyolysis. Rhabdomyolysis. Bro, that's
Sure.
way too big of a word for me.
yeah.
But that's what the condition is that he's dealing with. It's a serious acute condition that results from rapid death of muscle tissue when muscles are damaged through trauma, disease, or other causes. The cells release their contents into the bloodstream. So basically, his muscles are being broken down and going into his bloodstream. Um, and it's causing him tons and tons of pain. And the fact that he like instantly went to the ER was like the best thing that he could do. This happened yesterday.
Wow.
Gee,
So the one of my brother that pops into the stream the most is actually in the hospital right now. And my mother and my stepdad drove to Iowa. They got there at like 2 a.m. last night to the hospital.
Well, I'm glad they were able to figure out so quickly what it was.
yeah.
Well, evidently there's quite a few people that put them that work to the point where they deal with that. I've never even heard of the condition. it is something that he's gonna have to be cautious of for the rest of his life.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Crazy being athletic administration's like having an athletic administration's master degree and then being told that like you're gonna have to cut back on your activities, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna, you're gonna have to just not
Don't
work as
stress yourself
hard.
too
Yeah.
much. Jeez.
But I don't know. He's a really good kid. He's a really, really good kid. I hate it for him that he's going through that. But to answer your question about cooking streams, the future of Slayville and SantaSlayz is going to evolve into a full-time IRL stream. I'm sure that there'll be gaming streams, but the gaming streams are going to be few and far between. I want to build a IRL backpack. I would like to build an IRL backpack before 2021 ends. Because when COVID stops, I want to be prepared and ready to start streaming outside of this bedroom that I'm sitting in right now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be confined to this space. I want to be able to take these live streams on the go, and I want you guys to come with me and enjoy the ride. What are we gonna do every stream? I don't know. I'm sure it'll be different. But I don't want to be stuck sitting here in front of these monitors with the computers running. And I want to be able to go do other things while live streaming. I've purchased a travel trailer from my older brother. I bought it for a really, really cheap price. It needs a few $1,000s worth of work done to it. Which my plan and goal is to get that going sometime within the next year as well. Get that thing fixed up and ready for the road. But I will be setting up a lot of cooking streams once we get on that road on the road in the
Nice.
travel trailer. I 100%
Yay.
want to set up a camera facing my kitchen inside the travel trailer, and I will definitely do streams for cooking streams and stuff like that in the camper kitchen. I don't really have the means to make it work at where I am right now with everything, unless I
Yeah.
did it from a mobile phone, which I don't. I'm gonna struggle to read chat, and I don't have a laptop. It's just not going to work out to do a cooking stream anytime in the near future. But they are going to come. I promise. I will do cooking streams. I will do a lot of different strange IRL stuff in the future.
Fantastic. Will we get a Christmas night stream of you delivering all the presents,
Yeah.
or is that still classified?
It's definitely classified.
Aw.
There's only one elf and then all the reindeer that get to come along. And without that elf being there on those rides across the world in the middle of the night through the skies, I probably would lose my way. This past Christmas, I did get lost. I had people reaching out to me. My phone was going crazy through traveling around on Christmas Eve, dropping off all the gifts this past year. My Discord was just pinging left and right. I'm like, hey, you missed my house. I'm like, dude, I've been lost for hours. I've been trying to find my way. I definitely think that I need a better working GPS for that night. I need a better GPS.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny, man.
Maybe you'll get one for Christmas.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask Miss Claus to hook it up.
There you go.
You guys are awesome.
Man, you're awesome.
You're awesome.
You're awesome.
No, you.
No, you.
Yeah, let's see. We got favorite games. What keeps you going? Is there anything else you would like to share?
Yeah.
Good sir?
Yeah, anything.
Me?
Yeah,
Yes,
anything you
sir.
would like to share?
Words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom.
They don't have to be that wise.
I'm not a very wise soul. Nah, I don't know. We covered a lot in a short period of time. I feel like
Yeah,
um, I was all over the place.
which is perfectly fine.
Yeah, I
So are
don't.
we.
You guys are all over the place.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Words of wisdom. This is for new content creators. People that are looking to dive into this. Figure out beforehand what it is your goals are. And if you're doing this as a hobby, ignore all the numbers because you're supposed to just have fun and you're supposed to enjoy yourself here on this platform. This platform is supposed to be fun. But if you're doing this as a hobby, don't set any expectations for yourself because you're probably going to struggle. And the more you think about it, and the more you stress over it, the more it's going to bother you, and the more it's going to eat at you. Just keep having a good time.
Mhm.
If you're trying to make this a real full-time gig and you're trying to be able to build a real community and accomplish crazy things, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to have a conversation with you, and point you in the right direction. Maybe allow you to pick my brain. This goes for not only my community but your community as well, Ace, or anybody listening from YouTube. SantaSlayz is here and I'm available. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll help in any way I can. I'm not the best when it comes to tech side of things, but I do have some good concepts and ideas, and I would love to have a conversation with you. I don't mind helping where I can. Um, just know that this isn't easy. There's nothing easy about growing a community on Twitch. It is full-time work. It is stressful at times. It's sad and depressing at times. Um, but there's a lot of good times that come along with it as well. And you just got to focus on those times. um, you being available and ready and out there for the people that you care about and the people that come support you. You're gonna take on a lot of their problems because they're gonna want to vent, and that can take a toll out on you. So you just got to learn how to, I guess, filter it. I don't know if that's the right word, but don't don't let someone else's burdens bring you down, and just realize that you got your own things. Help where you can. Um, I I I went to rehab before I moved to Colorado, and I learned the Serenity Prayer. Do you guys know what the Serenity Prayer is?
No, sir.
Not
Uh, It says, "God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference." And for me, that helps me a lot with dealing with people because there are things here in the Twitch world that I can't do anything about to change. But there's also a lot of things that I can. So that just knowing that, like, God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Not only does it apply to alcoholics in AA, but it can apply to a content creator on Twitch.
Right.
It's
right.
it's a good prayer, man. And I think about that a lot. because there's a lot of things that I want to change, and there's a lot of things that I dwell on, but there, you got to learn how to filter it. Got to realize what is important and what can be changed, and versus what's not important and what you can't control. It's just different, but I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't think
that's
I have.
I never even thought of that as being applicable to streaming, but you're dang right, man. I mean, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Bill.
If you guys have any further questions, I don't mind diving in, but I don't think that I, at this moment, have anything else to add. If you guys do decide to do a Call of Duty podcast one day and you're interested, I don't mind popping back in here. I love talking shop about shooters and the past Call of Duties. And
So on the Call of Duty, just one tiny, tiny little question. So you were number 8 in the world, and you were in the number 1 clan.
Yeah.
So numbers 1 through 7, did you have any of those guys in your clan?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was actually a female. Her name was Jen Arlene, and I think that she got all the way up to 4. Yes. There was 2 of us in the top 10 that were in the clan.
Dang.
It was me and Jen Arlene. We were both in the top 10 of the world for wins. This was for wins.
Right.
We weren't the most kills or highest KD. We had more wins. My win-loss ratio on that game at its highest point was like at a 32. I won like for every 32 games that I won, I lost 1. When I ended that year, it was somewhere around like 16 for like every 6. It was like 15 or 16 for every like 15, 16 games I played and I won, I would lose 1. But the way I usually ran Call of Duty games, in the early days, I would always play respawn game modes. And back then we would only play in full squads. And then later on into the game, after, I've leveled up everything, I've maxed the prestige, I've got everything that I want, I start to play Search and Destroy, because Search and Destroy is my favorite game mode. But I don't dive into Search and Destroy at the beginning of a Call of Duty game. I learn the maps, the weapons, I learn the perks, because everything changes. I mean, it's still a Call of Duty game, but there's different aspects to each Call of Duty from the one before. So I learn the game, and then I dive into my favorite game mode. And then when I start playing Search and Destroy, it is way more competitive, so you do start to lose more games. But when you're playing like Team Deathmatch as like your main game to like learn maps and stuff like that, and you're playing in a full squad, you can run through team after team after team after team after team. I mean, we had hella games back then where we would play Team Deathmatch and win by, a couple few kills. Like it wasn't always we're just stomping the brakes off of every single team that we played, but we were still catching those dubs. 100%, man. We won a lot of games. A lot of games. We definitely won a whole lot of them. But yeah. I don't know.
I had a question and I lost it.
Stop
Yeah,
doing that.
I know. I'm terrible person.
I appreciate you guys having me on here today. I really do think that what y'all have going here is it's very good, and you guys do a really good job of hosting a really cool podcast to be a part of. If I can ever do anything to help you guys, let me know. Seriously, I don't know exactly what that would be, but if you think that I can assist you, please let me know. I'm more than willing to help in any way I can. So
just keep being a beautiful person.
Yeah. Keep bringing that joy to the world.
There we
Have a
go.
holly jolly Christmas, and in case you didn't hear, oh by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year.
Yeah.
I love you guys, man. This was a lot of fun for me. I appreciate
Man, we love you too, Santa.
Yeah.
Gosh,
Yeah.
is it trivia time, guys?
Yeah.
I think it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I totally forgot the question.
When
Well,
did Santa make his first appearance in video games?
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, what
Uh,
is thought to be the first appearance of Santa Claus in a video game?
Does this include like arcade games? Like how far back are we talking? Are we talking about consoles or like?
The answer I have is console. I'll give you
It's
that.
Console. Okay.
I think it.
Okay.
Console.
I want to say it was on the original Nintendo. I guarantee you that there was some sort of retro game that had Santa in it. But what game that was, I have no idea, man. Paperboy.
It might be just something like right there. I have no idea, but I'm gonna throw out Kirby. Just
Just Kirby.
Kirby. They might have had a Santa and Kirby. You never know.
Mario could have even done it. I don't, dude. I
Yeah,
really don't
Mario
know.
could have done it. I have no idea.
I'm
I
actually.
mean, do I want to be different and not go with like Nintendo and just go with like Sega and say Sonic? But
Sure,
Ooh.
be
but I don't-
different.
Dude, that's you might be right. Though.
Yeah, I'll be different.
Watch
I'll
it be
say
like
Sonic.
Grand Theft Auto or something silly.
So y'all are completely off.
Oh, we are.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
It was
So
Dang.
apparently there was a game in 1984
for the Atari.
on the Commodore 64
Ooh.
The what?
called Special Delivery Santa's Christmas Chaos.
So it was an actual just like Christmas
It
game.
was a game
On the Commodore. Wow.
on the Commodore
I
64.
don't even think I've ever seen a Commodore.
Yeah, it's yeah, I mean it says the game appears to have a long-haired person who's riding on this sleigh with what looks like a reindeer severed head mounted to the front.
Let's go.
So yeah, Special Delivery Santa's Christmas Chaos
Special
in
delivery. Wow.
1984.
Christmas chaos. I think I need to do something like that during this holiday season. A Santa's Christmas chaos.
Yeah.
Recap
It did.
something.
I think it was also on Atari.
That's what I was. When you said 84, I immediately went to Atari in my brain. I don't even know what that Commodore is. I legitimately
Yeah.
have never seen a Commodore in my life.
I've Googled it.
Yeah, the Commodore 64 had a lot of crazy things that like it had a lot of great games. Great games.
Yeah.
But it was so bulky and huge and
Yeah.
didn't make sense as a gaming console
It was
again.
like
Console.
more of a like an arcade machine.
Well, no, sort of more like a computer.
Oh, more
type.
Like a computer, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, it's
Dang.
got a keyboard and all. I guess it is more like a computer than a console, but fun stuff.
Dang.
I was surprised in my 2 minutes of research that I did that there wasn't Santa in more video games.
Right?
But, you know.
Yeah.
You would think that he would make some special appearances.
Mhm.
Yeah. I saw like a top 10 appearances thing. Like he was in World of Warcraft at one point.
He would be.
Right, yeah.
Being a mystical creature, you know.
Hey,
Now,
maybe
what
he'll show
class
up
would he be?
in Grand Theft Auto. Will at some point, maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense too. Robbing stores and banging hookers. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But
Well, yeah.
I mean,
There's our trivia question.
yeah, that was a great question. Let's see. We're definitely going to wrap up this episode. But
Rap.
Wrap it.
But
Wrap it up.
First,
Put a
we would
ribbon on it.
like you, Santa, to go ahead and tell all the listeners where they can find you.
Plug yourself here.
Well, the number one place I'd love to see you is at twitch.tv/SantaSlayz. SantaSlayz with 1Z, because there happens to be another SantaSlayz out there with 2.
Imposter.
No, he's a really good dude. I'm far from the only Santa on the Twitch platform, but I am SantaSlayz. And Twitch is the number one place that I would love to see you. I'm on every single social media from TikTok to Facebook at SantaSlayz as well. Instagram, Reddit, Twitter. I'm on all of them. SantaSlayz with 1Z. Feel free to hit me up. To everyone. That's for everybody. Even if I don't know you, you can reach out and I'll respond. But yeah, I'll see you in my Twitch chat.
And then if you would like to find the podcast and stuff, we'll go over that with you.
Yeah, so we've got the YouTube channel, obviously, Out of the Box Gaming. Our Discord is linked there at our YouTube channel and anywhere that you can find our link tree. We've also got Instagram at OOTB_gaming. Our Twitter handle is at GamingOOTB. And then we've got a fun little TikTok at OOTB Gaming.
Oh, I don't think I've found TikTok.
Yeah. And be sure to check out our Patreon with all of the wonderful perks in store for you there. We want to give a huge shout out to our Collector's Edition Patreon, Cody Watkins, also known as Kitsune's Myth. He's one heck of a guy, always hanging out in Discord, Twitch, pretty much everywhere. Like I've said before, he's kind of become a real MVP of Twitch. So we love that guy.
Yeah.
I was just, I don't know. I don't know what I was looking at.
For me, you can find me at YouTube, Twitch, Instagram at Ace King King, and Twitter's Ace King King 77.
Please make sure to leave a review on our podcast on whichever platform you found us on. Thank you so much for listening, and please join us next week.
This has been Out of the Box Gaming with Nick Picard, Will Kinsey, Lindsay, and our very special guest, SantaSlayz.